Hi there. Welcome to episode 40 of City Skylines HeightMapped 25 Tile Intermediate Series. This is my fifth attempt to do episode 40 and not have it go bankrupt. I finally, on the fourth attempt, figured out some things I could do to keep it from tanking on me. And the first thing I have to do is, you see this wonderful arrangement I had down here? Yeah, it's not going to work. It just cost too much to run these, and the roads cost, the whole thing just cost too much. So that's going to come out. But before I do even that, I'm going to make a few other changes that are money savers. Policies. We don't need anything. It would be nice if we could have smoking ban to keep people healthy, and it would be nice if we could have smoke detector and keep things from burning down. But really, recycling is the only one that gives us anything back as a city. So that and heavy traffic is all we're going to have anywhere. And right in here, of course, we're not going to have a heavy traffic ban, but we're definitely going to make sure that we don't have anything but recycling, because we can't afford any of the rest of it. It actually takes from the taxes that we need to earn as a city to pay everything. So that one we will do. And a heavy traffic ban, yes. And forestry policies. I mean, every one of these zoning areas has to have smoking and smoking ban taken off of it, because it just costs way too much. And Portside isn't even going to exist eventually, except down near, well, it will, but not like now. And I'll explain that to you when I get to it. We're just going to go through and do all the policies. We want a heavy traffic ban here. We want only recycling. Okay, and I think up here we don't have any policies, I don't think, but I'm going to double check just to make sure. Yeah, I just I just had those so that I would have names for those areas. Now, in the industry, yes, we definitely have policies. Recycling is the policy. Nothing else, because we have big trucks in there. Okay, so that much is done. Recycling. Recycle only. Check. Okay, electric and water. Instead of adding a new electric or water, when it comes time, I'm just going to go to the budget and raise it. Don't need it now. Health is at 42, and deceased is at 190. Check out those numbers, folks, because for the next 8 episodes, we're never going to see them again, because it's going to, it is going to go high, and there's going to be nothing I can do about it in the next few episodes while I make these changes. Okay, electric and water is checked. Okay, so I'm going to delete my unneeded roads, all of them, and they're all over the place. And see, we pay weekly for these roads. We don't want to pay weekly for these roads, so we're going to get rid of these roads. So right from the get-go, they are not going to cost us money. That road was only in there for the sake of the incinerator that I had down in here at one time. And that incinerator is not there anymore, so there's no need for that road. Okay, might as well get that while I'm at it. Okay. Let's see. This one can come out. All this extra road, it's costing us money. Now, all of these landfills, if they're not closed, if they're not turned off, I'm turning them off. Every one of them. But that's okay because I'm turning on the incinerators. And this is where the money comes in. These guys cost money, but they're not going to cost any more than what we already have. I have to turn the city on just for a minute so that these will go, well, until their trucks come back. I guess they won't. The ones that were not already working. Come on, turn off. Okay. Okay, turning it off again. And again, we don't need all of this. We don't need any of this. And it is costing us money. Well, we need it until we close these out. Because right now I have all of these open. And I need to add in another incinerator. Oh, that's a medical center. Well, actually, what I need to do is turn these on. And I need to turn this one down here. I think there's one down here that I don't have turned on just yet. So I need to turn that on. And as soon as it's done being turned on, eventually I'm going to move it down too. It's just that it costs so much to move it right now, I'm afraid to. Okay. Now, turning it on, making certain that everybody is happy, because I've turned off these landfills, and this is already getting brown because of it. Speed it up a little bit. What I'm going to do is I'm going to turn off all of the landfills and use only the incinerators and move them all. Well, I'm going to leave them where they are because it costs to move them. But I'm going to take all the landfills and just any new ones go in here. I'm going to, as soon as I get all of these turned off, I'm taking out all of these roads. Right now, these can come out while I'm waiting because they're not being used. It's not much, but it's something. And I don't believe that one is getting used. Oh, it is, but I think everything can be taken care of here. Yeah. Oh, I see what the dealio is. Yeah. I can actually change this part now. While these are doing their thing. I can change these. What I want to do is create something that is only going in. They're going to come in here. Okay. And they're going to go out here. what I'm doing is I'm taking these these two-way roads and turning them into a one-way that only goes one direction. And I don't really care about that because I'm going to put it in here anyway. Okay. And then I'm going to delete all the rest of this out. And for now, that's all that needs to get deleted out. But eventually, all of this is going. Okay, so while I did that, let's see what kind of damage we did to the city. Okay, it's not too bad. I think I can, well, I should check port side for, okay. It's not too bad. Remember how nice and low our death count was? And yeah, healthcare, sick people and dead people are rising already. Not a thing I can do about that. Well, actually there is. I'm going to try and move over to crematoriums too, but for right now, okay, I have way more going than I need, but I'm going to let them go ahead and ride for now because they're doing the job I need them to do temporarily. 185 dead people, 183 sick people, 184, 171 deceased, 165 deceased, 163 deceased. Yeah, okay, so they're kind of holding their own down there, which I need them to do right now. Going to put this on hold because there's one other thing that I can do to I created two little tiny parks. There's this one and there's this one, neither of which is pictured, but if you look at the pricing, the price on the cheapest park that City Skylines gives us to begin with, it costs $3,000 and something to install and $40 a week. Okay, that's the cheapest one. All right, well, mine costs $13 to install and 40 cents a week, and the other one costs less than that. It doesn't say on here, but it costs less. So I'm going to take all these millions of parks that you see in purple all over my city, here and down in Portside, and I'm going to change out every one of them for the cheap parks, because these guys are costing me an arm and a leg per week to run, and every little bit counts. So going to take this one out, and this one out, and this one out, and I'm going to replace them with the big long one. Oops, didn't mean to do it that way, but that's okay. And this one, and this one. Okay, and then I'm going to have to, there's spots in here now, because the other park was bigger. This one is skinnier and goes out into the area that we're not using for anything else. So now I can fill in the spot that is next to them that the other park was using with residential, which will pay taxes. That's another benefit. These guys, oh, check this out. These parks, I closed that. Don't need these parks around it to attract tourists anymore. This park costs $50 a week to maintain. And these guys, even though these little walkways, those things cost 30 cents a week. Now, it's not much, but it's more than I want to pay when I'm going to be fighting to keep this city alive here pretty soon. So all of that's coming out. That's coming out. That's coming out. Come on, come on, come on, come on. And that's coming out. We're going to put back in the cheapo, cheapo, cheapo. There we go. Parks, which by the way have little fountains and everything in them. I'll show them to you here in a minute. And then this one can go here. And again, we have all this stuff on the side, and I'm going to go ahead and put housing in there because as it turned out later in the game, some of these needed to be removed anyway because there just weren't enough people. So we'll just put housing around that. Well, I wasn't going to put little houses, but okay, no, I'm going to put little houses. I put in the dark green, which makes the big, it creates these guys. And I don't want those slammed up against this because I want it to remain pretty. So we'll put the light green in because it will be prettier. Okay. Right click, left click. Right click to get rid of the one I didn't want. And then all of that can be scroll with the right button down and then scroll with the left button down. Same basic idea. Scrolling with the right button down and then scrolling with the left button down to put it back in the way I want it. So when I turn this on now, those will go away and pretty little houses will come back. And I'll get down in here and show you the park. You can make these. You can actually go make these, and maybe I'll show you how to do that later on. This one's got sunshine on it. We'll look at this one. See? It has a little gazebo and little fountains, and people actually come and sit on these fountains. You'll see people coming in and sitting on them later on as they get established. You would think somebody would go into that gazebo, but they never do. They play around it, but they don't go in it. Eventually. Same thing over here. I put gazebos on the corners and in the middle because it was so long. And these fountains are along here, and people gather around those and sit on them. And these little benches, people come sit on them. It turns out it's a really nice place for people to hang out. Okay, so that's done. Let's put the city on hold and go take a look at our garbage. Make sure that while we were playing here, which isn't play, it's stuff that needs to be done, but I just want to make certain that all of our garbage is being taken care of. It is, so it looks like I can now start turning things off because all of our garbage our incinerators are working. Okay, so we'll go ahead and turn this one off. I think it's the only one over here that's on. Okay, and start turning these guys off. 2, 3. We'll see what taking 4 of them down will do if we still have good garbage pickup or not. It'll show in this aqua will be good, or this red stuff here, really bad, really bad. But I'm counting on the incinerators to do their job and use all of their trucks. You're using all your trucks, aren't you? Supposed to be 33 trucks getting used here. And there's 30. Well, that's better than nothing. I'm not going to knock it. I'm sure there will be more later. We'll turn these off, and I can pretty much guarantee you at that point that this one will go up to 33. So now we have 6 incinerators off, and we'll probably see a problem here fairly soon. But meantime, turning this off and going back to the city. Okay, so we've gotten those done in the parks. All right, I think the next thing I better do is very, very carefully, where I have the electric lines coming in to a park, I need to be careful as I do these that I don't disconnect the electricity from one area of the city to another. So that's why I have the city turned to pause, so that you won't wind up with no electricity there. And I think on some of these I'm going to have to use this little one because the big ones won't fit. Putting this in and making sure that I have electric in where the park is, where the electric from the park is coming out. I do. Following the electric down. Here's another park right here. So getting that $40 a week park out and putting in a 40-cent a week park in. You do this enough times, it makes a big difference, folks. It really does. I'm going to bring this one down a little bit just to be sure that it's connected to the park and not that fire department, which probably will never burn up, but you just don't know. Okay, and right here there is a big park, and I'm going to put my long park in there if it'll fit. It says the slope is too steep, so I guess I'll have to use the little short one. Yeah. And I'm going to put another little short one over here, I think, just to make sure we have a connection. Okay, so electric lines are in there. Following this down, I'm going to put a road on this later because this electric line goes from Forestry down to the city of Portland, or Portside. And I'm going to put a road in here when it starts asking for more residential. Except it's not going to follow that electric line. It's going to follow the water line right there. But that'll come later. I have it all planned out. Okay, right here, I'm going to put in another park, but I'm going to put it in here because we have cities in here now that can... There. And I have to bring this into the park. There. And then I can get rid of this. Because see, all these houses are bringing electricity from there. We don't need this one at all anymore. And we can go ahead and put residential in right here. I just filled in this little spot, so it'll maybe get a house on it, maybe, who knows. Okay, and what is this? This is I have to look and see what this is. Okay, that's the clinic. And this is a residence. So this is residential, okay, but it's apartments. So where I took that park out, I'm putting in residential next to the clinic. Actually, maybe I'll go ahead and put one of my long parks in. This long park, I like to use it because it's 40 cents. It's only 40 cents. You just can't miss with that. Okay, and then this one comes out. Gonna take this guy out right here. replace him with the long one, I think. Long one. Hello, the long one. Yeah. Also, I'll show you on the next one. The big green circle that you see, I don't know if you can see it or not, but as I move this park around, there's a big light green circle that follows it, and that is what affects the property values of the houses around it, and it affects the happiness of the people around it. And if you will notice, if I go to this park, which is the one that I normally use, can I even find it now? Is that it? Maybe when I put my park in, I lost the other one. That's 50. Oh, there it is. Okay, this one right here, which is what I had been using, if I put that there, it goes up almost to the top of the city there, but that's it. If I put mine in, it goes up just past the top of the city. Not much of a difference, but every little bit counts. Okay. Okay, I have to go over here now. While we're here, take this one out, put this one, no, this one in here. Okay, and a little bit of residential, because right here where I put it in, the other park was this much bigger, and so this area right down here doesn't have any green on it for the houses now, and I can now gain taxes. Not only does the park cost a whole lot less, but it's got a smaller footprint going against the road, so I get another house there with more taxes. You gotta love it. Okay, and right here, where the electricity is coming out of the city, I want to put a park. So again, grabbing the skinny one, if I can get it to go there. I don't know if I can or not. Space already occupied, building must be placed roadside. Okay, let's try this one. It fits. It's little, but it fits. So I'll stick that one there. And this electricity goes out from the city here to where we have our crematoriums and whatnot. We definitely need those. We don't need this part right here anymore at all. These guys, they're not going anywhere except where the other houses are already giving us electricity. So take those out. That saves us money. Every little bit counts here. Okay. Eventually I'm going to put another one here and a park and probably the fire department. But right now we'll just leave that as it is and go back and check the garbage. Make sure that while we were dinking around with other things, yeah, our garbage coverage is great still. There's a little bit here that's not happy, but, oh, because I didn't turn, did I not turn that one on? Oh, I didn't have this on long enough for it to work. I had everything paused. I forgot I paused everything while I was doing stuff because of not wanting to wind up with no electricity going anywhere. So I guess we have to let it ride a little bit. Okay, so we have parks all the little skinny ones, the little cheapo ones, and more cheapo ones, and a cheap one there, cheap ones there. Up here in the main part of the city, I'm going to leave these because I have the paths set up in them. Okay, these paths are set up to match up with these, so for this one area I'm going to leave them, but every place else I'm taking them out and replacing them. This one I'm not replacing because I'm going to put a roundabout here eventually, so we'll just leave that the way it is. But over here I can go ahead and put the long one in. So they're still happy, they're just, you know, not as happy. But we have room now for another apartment complex. There. And I actually want to take these out right here because I don't want apartment complexes against this road. I don't want people parking there because this is where our garbage trucks are going to go through. I mean, they're doing it now. This is all of our utility trucks use this road to get through. So we don't want to mess with that. I'll give them as much slack as possible. Is there a reason why you're not coming out? There we go. These won't hurt anything because they're not connected to the road. I just think they're ugly, so I'm taking them out. And that shouldn't be there. And those shouldn't be there. And these shouldn't be there. And you come back, huh? There. Okay, and we still have 7,859 a week going, so we haven't damaged anything yet in my changes. Okay, going to take out these parks. I have 4 parks here that I'm removing. Oh, 5 parks. That's 5 times basically 40 is, I think that's $90 a month. I mean a week. That's a big savings. I mean, you don't think of it as a big savings, but when you get down there to where you've got almost nothing, and you're trying to okay, that one needs a smaller one. Okay, and this one can be nice and long. And it can be nice and long here. Now that one's actually taking housing out, but let's see here. Okay, I want houses in there. Just making certain I get in as much as I can in that spot. I don't think that's okay. And that one is an apartment area that I took, that I can put another apartment in there. So the apartments that didn't fit in the other spot can go in there. Sorry, I had to put you on pause for just a second. And I think I'm going to put houses in this area too. Oh, no, that's a dirt road. We don't want to do that, do we? Someday if we make it not a dirt road, then we will. But right now we don't want anything on this dirt road. And look at that, there's a bunch on there. Take those off. Okay, how's our garbage going? Okay, everybody is aqua or dark green. Dark green is not necessarily happy, 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 but it's not unhappy. So we're doing good so far. Okay, so we can take out a few more. Turning that one off. Turning that one off. I'm going to try turning off 5 at a time. There'll be 4 this time just because I want to, oh, no, we'll turn these off down here. That actually makes 6, but, you know, and we'll see if that causes a problem. And if it doesn't, see, we're up to we're up into the 240 sick now. Remember, it was 160 before, and 216 dead. Although it seems to be, you know, fighting to keep it down. So, and our cemeteries are they still not full? Okay, 14, 13. I'm looking at how many out of the 3,000 spaces in the cemeteries are taken up, so I know if we can continue running them, and we can. So that's okay. And it looks like we might be okay with the 6 off. Okay. Good. We start out with 700,000 plus, and we had 900,000 plus now, and that's good. Okay, we're up to 36 minutes, so I figure, okay, we're seeing a little bit of unhappiness over here, so in the next episode, I might want to put in another incinerator, which apparently I can afford to do. So in the next episode, we'll continue getting rid of the parks and replacing them, and putting in incinerators, and then we'll go from there. I'm going to delete some roads, put in a medical center, change the parks out around, make new roads to the freeway from the incinerators in future episodes, put in some roundabouts, and I'm going to try and convert to crematoriums instead of these cemeteries out here that are cute, but they fill up and then you can't use them and you can't get rid of them and they cost money and you've got to pay for the roads to them, and it's just too much. It's too much of a load on the city. So, and I'm going to put some more residential up here too. So that's what we're looking at in the next couple of episodes. If you don't want to watch that, you could probably skip up to, I don't know, I'm at 40, maybe 43. I might be done by episode 43 and you know, going on to other things. Okay, but if you want to watch me and see if I tank the city, join me in episode 41. Bye.